はい、おはドリーム、夢の語り部です。少々お待ちください。よいしょ。これじゃない。これで、よしよしよし。ですね。この、ザ・スタンリー・パラベルっていうゲームをね、やっていくんですけれども、これ日本語できるんですか？ちょっともうこんなこともありますよね。ちょっと待って。日本語字幕って出んのかなこれ。日本語化手順。なるほど。えー、っと、日本語の字幕を表示する方法。なるほど。えー、っと、なるほど。ですね、ちょっとお待ちください。これは、先に日本語化しないとダメですね。ダウンロード。よし。ダウンロードできた。いや先に調べとけっていう話ですよね。これ、もうポンコツなんだから。ってことは、スタンリー・パラベル、ちょっと一回閉じます。少々お待ちください。えー、っと、スチームのフォルダってどこに入ってんだろう。よいしょ。もうちゃんと調べないとこういうグダグダになりますからね。もう皆さんはね、きちっと調べてやるんですよ。えーっと、スチーム、こっちか。えスチームの、少々お待ちくださいね。いや、さすがに、これ、日本語字幕ついてなかったら、僕はね、ちょっと楽しみにくいぐらいの英語力なので、ザ・スタリー・パラベルが、ここにいない。先に調べないから、こうなるんだ。乱言。これは、事故。えーっと、これどこに飛んでんだ？ Steam アプリ、スリグ、これシェフィーでしょ？いや、ちょっと居場所がわからない。ちょっと待ってよ。居場所がわからないぞ。チーム、違う。これは、一回ね、ちょっと謝罪関係の画像に合わせておいて、ちょっと、これはできないか？ちょっと待って。場所がわからない。わかった。こっちだ。多分こっちだ。えーっと、いや、いや、バックアップ、違う。これバックアップ。プログラム、あった。えー、 あったあったあったあったあったあったあったあった。完璧。お兄ちゃん、さすが。いや、もうこんなね、こともありますよ。僕は、普通に日本語化のやつがあると思ってた。えーっと、パラベル、スタンリーパラベル、リソース。よいしょ。ファイルを置き換える。で、ゲームオプション、字幕、オプションのオーディオのオプションに変える。オッケー。いけたいけたいけたいけた。よし。入れた入れた。よし。よっか。と。ちょっとお待ちくださいね。今、ちょっと画面をいろいろいじってしまったので、ちょっと配置がね、グダグダで申し訳ございません。まあ、日昼ってね、こういうところありますよね。とりあえずツイートしとこう。日本語化入れ忘れてたーとツイートしてね。よーし。ビデオじゃない。これが、字幕。オッケー。いやー。よーし。これで、なんとかなりますね。というわけで、ザ・スタンリー・パラベル、やっていきましょう。パラベルっていうのは、あれかな、パラダイムシフトとかそういう平行的なニュアンスになるのかな。ゲーム画面が映ってないえ、あの、あの、あの、プログラムは応答していませんって言われたんですけど、あのこうね、やったことないソフトの、やつをやるときには、一回テストをすべきだと思うんですよ。それがね、ちゃんとできてないっていうのはね、良くないんじゃないかなって僕思うんですよね。ローディングが進んでる。
This is the story of a man named Stanley.
字幕ないですけどあれ字幕なかったよね、今。あれ
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
待って、字幕が、ちゃんと来てる来てて、これあれちょっと待って、字幕来てて、これちょっと待ってね、なんか、来てない可能性がある。
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
メモ。
When Stanley came to a set of two open doors, he entered the door on his left.
字幕出てないね。 今日は字幕を出すための配信です。待って待って待って、なんでえっと、とりあえずこれを展開して、日本語化ファイル、さっきと同じ場所、プログラム、スチーム、ザ・スタンリー、ほら、ファイルを全部置き換える、よし。これでいけるんじゃないか？いやー、グダグダで申し訳ございません。いやー、こんなこともありますね。
This is the story of a man
あ、
named
字幕
Stanley.
出てきた。
Stanley worked for a company in a big building where he was employee number
427番。
427. Employee number 427's job was simple. He sat at his desk in room 427 and he pushed buttons on a keyboard. Orders came to him through a monitor on his desk, telling him what buttons to push, how long to push them, and in what order. This is what employee 427 did every day of every month of every year. And although others might have considered it soul-rending, Stanley relished every moment that the orders came in, as though he had been made exactly for this job. Stanley was happy. And then one day, something very peculiar happened. Something that would forever change Stanley. Something he would never quite forget. He had been at his desk for nearly an hour when he realized that not one single order had arrived on the monitor for him to follow. No one had showed up to give him instructions, call a meeting, or even say hi. Never in all his years at the company had this happened, this complete isolation. Something was very clearly wrong. Shocked, frozen solid, Stanley found himself unable to move for the longest time. But as he came to his wits and regained his senses, he got up from his desk and stepped out of his office.
仕事場を後にしました。こういうキーボードとか触れる。お、パチって言った。キーボードとか触れるわけではない。
But Stanley simply couldn't handle the pressure. What if he had to make a decision? What if a crucial outcome fell under his responsibility? He had never been trained for that. No. This couldn't go anywhere except badly. The thing to do now, Stanley thought to himself, is to wait. Nothing will hurt me. Nothing will break me. In here I can be happy forever. I will be happy. Stanley waited. Hours passed, then days. Had years gone by? He no longer had the ability to tell. But the one thing he knew for sure, beyond any doubt, was that if he waited long enough, the answers would come. Eventually, someday, they would arrive. Soon, very soon now, this will end. He will be spoken to. He will be told what to do. Now it's just a little bit closer. Now it's even closer. Here it comes.
いや、ザ・スタンリー・パラベルクリア。
But But Stanley simply couldn't handle the pressure.
ちょっと待って、
What if he had to make a
開
decision?
け
What if a crucial outcome fell
今
under
見たん
his
ですよこれ
responsibility? He had never been trained for that. No.
開け
This couldn't go anywhere except badly.
開け
What
ろ
he could do now, Stanley thought to himself, is to wait. Nothing will hurt me. Nothing will break me. In here I can be happy forever. I will be happy. Stanley waited. Hours passed. Then
開けてくれ
days.
ない
Had years gone by? He no longer had the ability to
いや
tell.
今のうち読み
But
た
the one
ら
thing he knew for sure, beyond any doubt, was that if he waited long enough, the answers would come. Eventually, someday, they would arrive. Soon, very soon now, this will end.
いや
He
日
will
常
be
配信はなん
spoken
か
to. He will
ゆ
be
ったり
told
と
what
こ
to
う
do.
好きに自由に動けるの
Now
いいで
it's
すね
just a little bit closer. Now it's even closer. Here it comes.
いやまさか全く同じことになるとは
Already this was uncomfortable, and Stanley decided that as soon as he found a new space he felt safe in, that he would never leave it again in his life.
誰もいない意外なところ反応しそうでおなんかあごめん止めちゃった空いてるところしか行けないこれ結構ガチャガチャ言うねへえ隣の部屋いやーいいですねこの雰囲気わーなんもないのかな本当におおよ確かやだな怖いななんかあれ扉閉まってるじゃあまあ先に行きましょうかはいはいはいはい先に行く
When Stanley came to a set of two open doors, he entered the door on his left.
いや僕右行きたいんですけど
This was not the correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well. Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to
あ
admire
れ
it.
そうね見たかったんですよそうなんですよ
Ah, yes, truly a room worth admiring. It had really been worth the detour after all, just to spend a few moments here in this immaculate, beautifully constructed room.
これ見覚え
Stanley
がある
simply stood here, drinking it all in.
なんか視覚のねそういう錯覚を使ったゲームがあるんですけどそれにもね自販
Yes, really, but eager to get back to business, Stanley took the first open door on his left.
機いやーって喋ってたのに左側にある最初の部屋これかはいはい
Stanley was so bad at following directions, it's incredible he wasn't fired years ago.
めっちゃ暴言入ってくるやんはいはいはいここしかないよねはい乗っかる
Look, Stanley, I think perhaps we've gotten off on the wrong foot here. I'm not your enemy, really, I'm not. I realize that investing, but in his eagerness to prove that he is in control of the story and no one gets to tell him what to do, Stanley leapt from the platform and plunged to his death. Good job, Stanley. Everyone thinks you are very powerful.
はーん。
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean?
何が起き
Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo. No matter how hard Stanley looked, he couldn't find a trace of his co-workers.
あー、いい感じに不気味な雰囲気ありますね。あ、パスワード。あれ、もしかしてキーボードで操作できんのかなって思ったけど、そんなこともないな。
Stanley went around touching every little thing in the office, but it didn't make a
早い
single
けって言われ
difference,
た。
nor did it advance the story in any way.
早いけって言ってくる。ちょっとナレーションの方イライラしとるやん。もうちょっとイライラしないかな。向こう行けたりとか、なんか発覚的なコマンドなんかないかな。よいしょ。いや、楽しいな。
When Stanley came to a set of two open, this was not the correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well. Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it.
こ
Wow.
こちょっとゆっくりしたら
Yes, this room.
Yes.
What a beautiful room. What a gorgeous, gorgeous room. Thank goodness Stanley had taken this detour on his way to the meeting room. Life without having experienced this room was now too horrible even to consider.
なんか面白いのないかな。
Yes, really, really worth it being here in the room. A room so utterly captivating that even though all your co-workers have mysteriously vanished, here you sit looking at these chairs and some paintings. Really worth it.
いや、いいね。
At this point, Stanley's obsession with this room bordered on creepy and reflected poorly on his overall
めっ
personality.
ちゃボケ。
It's possible that this is why everyone left. Stanley sat around waiting for more dialogue, but when a long time had passed and there was no more, he decided that the game was trying to send him a message.
よく分かってらっしゃる。もう少しで次のセリフが来る。そうね。なんも来ない？なんも来ない？ちなみにこれ2画面にできてないから、僕が音がゲームの音が出てるからちょっと心配があるんですけど、大丈夫ですかね。セリフ来ないね。いやーでもこんだけセリフあって次のセリフ来ないことある？ちょっと不安になるぐらい待てっていうことなんじゃないの？いやでも配信的にはだいぶ不安になる間ですけど、これ配信事故って言われてもね、僕はね否定しかねるんですよ。ちょっとナレーションの方、次のセリフちょっと中とですかね。ナレーションさん、ナレーションさん、この段差で反復横跳びしちゃうよ。 来ないね、ナレーションさん。行こうかな、どうしようかな、ナレーションさん待とうかな。普段だったらもうナレーションさん待って、適当に、ね、ネットサーフィンでも始めるところですけど。来ませんね。ちょっと30分ぐらいまでここら辺で往復してていい？いや、今日ね、お昼ご飯食べに行こうって言って、お寿司食べに行ったんですよね。で、ちょっとアプリで予約して、30分ぐらいだったらまあまあ、13時ぐらいにはご飯食べて、まあ14時ちょい前ぐらいには出て、お買い物して出てこれるなって思ったら、アプリ上でね、30分って書いてあったんですけど、1時間待たされたんですね。もう30分間、どうしようかなって。いや、そこで30分使われると、30分前に帰れる予定が、崩れてしまうよね、みたいな。状態でね、いやー、ギリギリ間に合ってよかった。まあちょっと買い物はね、簡易的な買い物になってはしまいましたが、まあ今日、こうやってね、ザ・スタンリー・パラベル、まあ無事ではないですけど、出だしで日本語化してないことを判明するっていうね、大チョンボを犯しましたけど。まあね、配信前の準備の時には、ちょっと一回起動してテストするっていうことをね、普段やってるんですけど、ちょっとその準備を怠りまして、いや、大変申し訳ないことをしたな。いやー、夢の語り部なんてひどい男なんだと。僕はね、心の底から反省しております。いや、次のセリフ来ませんね。ちょっと次の部行きますか。
But at last, he'd had enough of the amazing room and took the first open door on his left to get back to business.
まあでも次またね、こっち行きま
Stanley
す
was so bad at following directions, it's incredible he wasn't
今度なん
5
で
years
回避され
ago.
なかったんでしょうね。
Look, Stanley, I think perhaps we've gotten off on the wrong foot here. I'm not your enemy, really, I'm not. I realize that investing your trust in someone else can be difficult, but the fact is that the story has been about nothing. What? Really? I was in the middle of something. Do you have zero consideration for others? Are you that convinced that I want something bad to happen to you? Why, I don't know how to convince you of this, but I really do want to help you, to show you something beautiful. Look, let me prove it. Let me prove that I'm on your side. Give me a chance.
いや、なんかやりたくなっちゃいますよね。ああいうこと、ああいうのがあるのが判明すると。お、なんだいちょっと不気味な雰囲気だね。
Now listen carefully, this is important. Stanley walked through the red door.
赤いドア？戻っていくっていうのはどうか。特に何もなし？あ、戻れない。いやー、たまには言うこと聞いてあげるか。
Oh, thank God you are willing to listen to me. Do you see that I really have wanted you to be happy all this time? The problem is all these choices. The two of us always trying to get somewhere that isn't here. Running and running and running, just the way you're doing right now. Don't you see that it's killing us, Stanley? I wanted to stop. We would both be so much happier if we just stopped. And I think I have a solution. Here, let me show you.
よ
What do we want? What are we looking for?
何あれは何 あ
Here. Yes. Oh, it's beautiful, isn't it? If we just stay right here, right in this moment with this place, Stanley, I think
あら
I
綺麗
feel happy. I actually feel happy.
あら綺麗でそれ無視してこっち行ったらどうなるの
No, wait. Where are you going? Oh no. Stay away from those stairs. If you hurt yourself, if you die, the game will reset. We'll lose all of this.
いや階段登って死ぬの
Please, no, Stanley, let me stay here. Don't take this from me.
あまあ戻ってあげようかおー戻ってあげるとどうなるのあら綺麗
Good, good. We can't be too safe. Promise me you won't go back there. Just stay here. No. What do we talk about? You're risking everything we achieved here. Are you... You are going to stay here, aren't you? You heard me before, didn't you? You will die. What about this isn't getting through to you?
いやー楽しいなだって君喋ってくんないじゃんそっから戻ってもやっぱり行くしかないのかよいしょいやね君が困ってる姿を見るのがね楽しくて仕方ないん
Please,
だよ
Stanley, think about what you're doing.
まあ次の世界ではねスタンリーがまたうまくやってくださるでしょう
No! Oh, no.
はい、生きてる。
No, no, what are you doing, Stanley? Please, I'm asking you not to take this away from me. I can't go back to what I was before. If you die, we'll both go back. Why are you doing this?
ああ、また、なんか。
There. See? This is what you want. This is where we can both be happy. We really can. If we stop moving, we just have to stop
い
moving.
やー、ナレーションがね、こう、そうやって言ってくれるからね、僕は行きたくなってしまうんだよね。
Stanley, go back. There's
Go
nothing good
back.
that can come from this.
いやー、君がね、慌てる姿がね、僕は楽しくて
Do
仕
you
方ない
just not believe me? What can I say to convince you?
どう言ったら納得するかな君が慌てる限り、ダメなんじゃないかな。Go! Yeah!
Stanley, let's go back to the other room. Can you do that for? Yes. Perhaps you can. Perhaps you finally see what I'm
いき
talking
なり冷
about.
静になるやん。
I know you'll see. You'll see that we can't be happy if we leave this place. You can see that, can't
必
you?
死。必死で本当面白いな。
Perhaps
そう
not.
でもないか。どうしたそうでもないっていう
My
のはどういうこ
God. Is this really how much you dislike my game? That you'll throw yourself from this platform over and over to be rid of it? You are literally willing to kill yourself to keep me from being happy. Am I reading the situation correctly?
とへいへいまだ生きてる
Maybe you're just getting a kick out of it. I don't know anymore. I just wanted us to get along. But I guess that was too much to ask. It looks like you wanted to make a choice after all. Well, this one is yours.
そうね。選択は
Do
僕
you
の。
actually want to stay alive? Or are you just teasing me?
どう考えてもからかってるよね、この往復は。あら、綺
I
麗。
wanted us to be happy here, Stanley. I really did. I wish I still thought that was possible.
そうかな。もうあんだけ身投げしたら僕には遅いように見えてしまうけどな。いやー、からかうのが楽しくて仕方ないな。でもそろそろ死んじゃうかな。どうかな。もう何も言ってくれない、ナレーションも。おー
Is it over? It's going to restart, isn't it? I'm going back. The meeting room. Yes, that's where everyone would be. Stanley just needed to get to the meeting room, and from then on, he would never be alone ever again.
本当にそうかな。お、なんか一文字一文字インプットできてる気がする。ちゃんとリスタートできてなくない？
When Stanley came to a set of two open doors, he entered the door on his left.
入りましたよ。そしたら会議室だ。
Yet there was not a single person here
誰もい
either.
ない。
Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his boss's office, hoping he might find an answer there.
たまには言うことを聞いてみましょうね。
Coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office.
まあ登ってあげようか、仕方ないな。ボスどこ？ボスのオフィスはどこ？プライベートルーム。なんかスタッフさんがいそうな。ボス。
Stepping into his manager's office, Stanley was once again stunned to discover not an indication of any human life. Shocked, unraveled, Stanley wondered in disbelief who orchestrated this, what dark secret was being held from him. What he could not have known was that the keypad behind the boss's desk guarded the terrible truth that his boss had been keeping from him. And so the boss had assigned it an extra secret PIN number, 2845. But of course, Stanley couldn't possibly have known this.
Aww.
Stanley just sat around twiddling his thumbs. Trying to input anything on the device was useless, since he could never possibly know that the combination was 2845. $2845.
めっちゃ煽ってくるけど、どこに入力するか分かってないんだよ。
Forgot, but it turns out that the panel's emergency override kicked in,
Oh,
and the door just opened all by itself. And Stanley got the hell along with the story. Well, whoop-de-doo.
ごめんね、ポンコツで。こんなところにあったのか。わあ、気づかなかったな。え。何もない？何もない。え？これはどこ？あれ？ここなんかある。 ないよね。ここない？音はあれ？ここどこだい？歩いてるよね。画面なんもないけど。いやー、歩けてないのか。まあ下に行くしかない。なんかあるかなって期待しちゃうよね。なんか押してしまおう。あー、閉じ込められたー。わー。どこに連れてかれるんだろう。
Descending deeper into the building, Stanley realized he felt a bit peculiar.
Oh.
It was a stirring of emotion in his chest, as though he felt more free to think for himself, to question the nature of his job.
Oh.
Why did he feel this now, when for years it had never occurred to him? This question would not go unanswered for long.
おー、いい雰囲気じゃん。
Stanley walked straight ahead through the large door that read Mind Control Facility.
え？エスケープ。
Although this passageway had the word escape written on it, the truth was that at the end of this hall, Stanley would meet his violent death.
いやー、死ん
The
じゃ
door
うな。
behind him was
ダメ
not
だよ。
shut. Stanley still had every opportunity to turn around and get back on track.
いちいち必死になってく
At
れ
this
るの本
point,
当いいな。
Stanley was making a conscious, concerted effort to walk forward and willingly confront his death.
お、開いた。イエーイ。生きてるけど。
As the machine whirred into motion and Stanley was inched closer and closer to his demise, he reflected that his life had been of no consequence whatsoever. Stanley can't see the bigger picture. He doesn't know the real story, trapped forever in his narrow vision of what this world is. Perhaps his death was of no great loss, like plucking the eyeballs from a blind man. So he resigned and willingly accepted this violent end to his brief and shallow life. Farewell, Stanley.
ああ。ああ。止まった。
Farewell, Stanley, cried the narrator, as Stanley was led helplessly into
Done
the
it.
enormous metal jaws. In a single visceral instant, Stanley was obliterated as the machine crushed every bone in his body, killing him instantly.
は？え？ The Stanley Parable え？何？
And yet it would be just a few minutes before Stanley would restart the game, back in his office, as alive as ever. What exactly did the narrator think he was going to accomplish? When every path you can walk has been created for you long in advance, death becomes meaningless, making life the same. Do you see now? Do you see that Stanley was already dead from the moment he hit start?
001 002え？ザオフは？なんかテスト用のこんな感じの 部屋ですよみたいな。え展示室みたいな。スタンリーコンピューター。え、あ、クレジット。え、何これは。イラストにこういうのが用意されてますよ。え、開発の初期段階ではスタンリーが戦場でエイリアンと戦うエンディングを構想していました。このアクションゲームには意識が芽生え、ナレーターに対抗し始めます。しかしこのエンディングはあまりにふざけすぎていて、鼻につくことが気になりました。また私たちの意図するところではありませんでしたが、シューティングが好きな人をバカにしていると感じている人もいました。はあ。from Alex official from are you look 見てるよ。え、ワークメン How is the game going? I hope なんかすごい会話してる。I Stanley? Me, I don't. Why? How? あなたはスタンリー？ん？え、なんかすごい会話してる？え、何これは？第2弾トレーラーの公開の後、メールで慣れた後の質問を募集しました。当初はこのメールをプロモーションに利用すると思っていたが、いい使い道は見つかりませんでした。ここではメールの一部をご紹介します。はー。15秒以内に電話を取る。はあ。はあ。いや、楽しいんだけれども、いや、楽しいぞ。楽しいけれども、あ、一周回ってきたのか、これ。ああ。バージョンの地下施設。初期テイクの音声です。へえ。いや、これずっと回ってられちゃうな。 これは上の方行ってみますか。基本的なレイアウトはこれだった。はあ。左から右へスタンリーのオフィスの変異を紹介します。1つ目は2011年。2017年、12年もう端っこになって、なるほどね。ちょっと明るさとか配置とかちょいちょい変わっていく感じしますね。ところで、これは次のエンディングというか、リスタートするにはどこに行けばいいんでしょう。部屋には入れない。まあ楽しいは楽しいんだけど、これはこれで。
Oh, look at these two. How they wish to destroy one another. How they wish to control one another. How they both wish to be free. Can you see? Can you see how much they need one another? No, perhaps not. Sometimes these things cannot be seen. But listen to me. You can still save these two. You can stop the program before they both fail. Push escape and press quit. There's no other way to beat this game. As long as you move forward, you'll be walking someone else's path. Stop now and be your only true choice. Whatever you do, choose it. Don't let time choose for you. Don't let...
っていう感じになるんですね。これが。まあ、そのままぐちゃっとしておきましょう。いや、楽しいね。よあれリスタートはリスタートがなされない。エスケープはあれリスタートされないからエスケープを押してクイットを押すしかないんだけど。いや、というわけでね、ちょっと第1回目のスタンリーパラベルこれで終了したいと思います。結構いいエンディングっぽいところに行ったので、ちょっとキリがいいかなっていうので、ちょっとね前半グダグダしてしまいましたが、これにて一度スタンリーパラベル終了とします。次またなんか機会あるときにね、ザ・スタンリーパラベルの方またプレイさせてもらおうかなって思ってますので、よろしくお願いします。ではでは、バッハハイ、おつだリーム。